Let's go back to March 8th, 2014, at 12:42 on the clock, and hear a story. It's about Malaysian Airlines flight MH370, taking off from Kuala Lumpur and heading to Beijing. On board were 227 passengers, a crew of 10, and 2 skilled pilots. The captain, Zahari Ahmad Shah, was a 53-year-old expert with a lot of experience. The first officer, Fariq Hamid, was a 27-year-old ace, still working to get certified. Everything seemed fine for the first 20 minutes of the flight, cruising at 35,000 feet over the South China Sea. Then, at 1:08, something changed. While crossing the Malaysian coastline, things took an unexpected turn. The last communication was when Zahari reported everything was good and the plane was heading to Vietnamese skies. Malaysian 370, Ho Chi Minh, good night, Zahari said.
Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.999. Malaysian 370.
It seemed routine, but sadly, that was the last anyone heard from MH370. Silence followed, and the world was shocked when the news broke that the plane had disappeared over the southern Indian Ocean.
Since the Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 disappeared, the flight had 239 passengers on board.
The mystery of flight MH370 was unfolding, leaving hearts vexed. In the southern Indian Ocean, the truth unfurls. Flight MH370 was found, where silence swirls. If you enjoy our videos, hit the subscribe button. It's free for you, but it helps us a lot. It's the culmination of our team's hard work. Thanks for being part of the Unexplained Professor. In just 30 seconds into Vietnam's sky, a plane vanished. It was 1:21 a.m., and Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control didn't even notice. When they finally did, they thought the plane just flew too far for their radar and entered Vietnam's airspace. Nothing seemed off, but hold on. Vietnam's air traffic control saw MH370 entering, and then, poof, it vanished from their radar too. Panic mode is activated. They tried to reach the plane, but it was like talking to a ghost. After 18 minutes of trying, they called Kuala Lumpur. Hey, MH370 vanished. Now, here's where it gets wild. Normally, in such mysteries, Kuala Lumpur's superhero, the Aeronautical Rescue Coordination Center, should be on the case within an hour. Surprise, surprise. 4 hours passed before they hit the panic button at 6:32 in the morning. Beijing was eagerly waiting for the plane, but it never landed. Cue the search operation. Look at the map. Malaysia to Beijing, Vietnam in the middle, and the vast South China Sea. So, the search started there, led by 34 ships and 28 planes from 7 different countries. But guess what? There was no sign of the plane. Fast forward 4 days and bam, military radar to the rescue. At 2:22 a.m., the plane wasn't where it should be above the South China Sea. Nope, it was near the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, flying the opposite way from Beijing. Cue the jaw drops. Where on earth was it going? India? Himalayas? Kazakhstan? Days later, a plot twist. Satellite data revealed the plane trying to chat with a satellite. Like your phone seeking Wi-Fi, this Boeing 777 wanted to connect, but no location data was sent. Just a silent attempt to say, "Hey, I'm here, but where? No one knows." The end? Or is it? Investigations into the mystery. So imagine this. The smart folks had a light bulb moment. They thought, hey, the satellite trying to chat with the plane could help us find it. They figured the satellite probably turned towards the plane, so they used that angle to draw circles. 7 circles, actually, like handshakes when the plane said, "Hi, satellite." The last circle? A guess at where the plane might be. And guess what? It covered a crazy big area, from Kazakhstan to Australia. Hold on tight, because they did some math with the plane's speed and fuel. They narrowed it down to an arc they called the 7th Arc, 2,000 kilometers west of Australia. In this huge ocean part, no one had explored much. Spooky, right? They launched search parties everywhere, marked in yellow on the map. The orange part was a priority, where they searched the most. But after spending a fortune and years searching, nada. In 2015, they found a piece of the plane, a flaperon, on an island near Madagascar, a tiny win. Fast forward to 2018, and a new player, Ocean Infinity, joined the hunt. No find, no fee. That was their deal. They had super cool underwater vehicles mapping the ocean floor. It turns out The seventh arc had underwater volcanoes, cliffs, and mountains. They searched for ages, but it was a no-go. Desperate for clues, they dug into the passengers' and pilots' backgrounds. Were they hiding something? Hijack, perhaps? The theories started piling up. Maybe electrical failure, an accident, or someone messing with the plane's gear. So, first off, there's this theory blaming Captain Zahari Shah. They say he deliberately turned off communication, flew the plane back towards Malaysia, and crashed it into the ocean. Why? Some say he might not have been mentally okay, maybe even suicidal. Others think it was hijackers or a terror attack. But why blame Captain Zahari? Well, some points support this idea. The plane made a nearly 180-degree turn, not something an autopilot could do alone. It flew right over the border between Thailand and Malaysia, apparently to dodge radars. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Zahari had a flight simulator at home. On it, he had mapped out a path similar to MH370's. Suspicious, right? Hold on. The guy in charge of the search said, "Nah, that doesn't add up." Zahari was a respected, experienced pilot with no personal or economic issues. No signs of trouble in his life. So, maybe the theory isn't as solid as it seems. Now, theory 2, hijackers. 2 Iranian passengers with fake passports were suspected. Stolen passports from Italy and Austria, taken in Thailand. The twist? They just wanted to go to Europe, not terrorize anyone. Interpol confirmed that they were probably not terrorists. And finally, theory 3, oxygen deficiency. The idea is that everyone on the plane, including Captain Zahari, passed out due to a lack of oxygen. The plane just flew on autopilot until it ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean. Why the lack of oxygen? Maybe a fire in the cockpit, an accident, or even hijackers trying to mess with it. To paint a picture, imagine a situation where the pilots noticed issues and turned the plane around, but then a mishap caused oxygen levels to drop, making everyone on board pass out. Autopilot took over, and the plane ended up crashing into the ocean. Some wild theories floated around initially, like aliens, the US military shooting it down, Putin knowing the location, or a new Bermuda Triangle. But let's be real, those are a bit out there. Proof. So, a long time has passed since the mysterious disappearance of MH370. Now, in the year 2022, a retired aerospace engineer named Richard Godfrey steps into the scene. Picture this, friends. Richard claims he's cracked the code, and there's finally proof of where the plane might be. In 2022, he unveils his findings. This guy did some serious calculations using radio wave technologies. You know, a mix of data from British Inmarsat satellite, Boeing figures, Aussie oceanographers, and a bit of amateur radio wave tech called WSPRnet. Now, I won't get into the nitty-gritty of the tech because let's face it, it's complex. But the cool part is, he used radio wave reflections to predict where the airplane could be. It's like catching whispers in the air. He even built a computer program that can pick up weak signals, sort of like tracking the hidden paths of airplanes. According to Richard's math, as of today, MH370 is chilling right on top of the 7th arc, deep in the ocean, about 4 kilometers underwater. Keep in mind that this is the same area that was supposedly thoroughly searched in the past. Richard is so convinced that he's narrowed down the location with an accuracy of 40 nautical miles. Now, that's pinpointing. He suggests a new search operation, a smaller one this time, within this radius. It's a glimmer of hope in solving the mystery. Now sure, some folks criticize Richard's methods, saying they might not be accurate enough. But our man, Richard, stands firm. He believes that if they start the operation now, by the end of 2022, we might just have our answer. He didn't stop there. He did a drift analysis, checking ocean currents to see where pieces of the plane might have drifted. Some did end up in Madagascar and nearby islands, fitting right into Richard's analysis. So, brace yourselves, because we might finally be on the brink of uncovering the truth behind MH370. The mystery might just unfold shortly. If you crave more mind-bending content, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights fuel our journey. Until next time, stay curious, stay subscribed, and keep the adventure alive.